Hello, how we doing today? My name is Spectrum Dominus and we are sorting cards for grading purposes today. I hope you enjoy the videos I'm putting out. I'm having fun doing them. Today we are sorting the 1988 Score Factory Set. We have a factory set here. The box, I showed this in the first video we did, is been kept together by tape. It's in pretty bad shape, but the cards inside it are in actually pretty good shape still. But we have split it into three separate sections, 1 through 220, 221 through 440, and 441 through 660. There are 660 cards in the set. So we've already done one video, and we took the middle section because I knew in the front section is where most of the stars were. And in the back section is where the highlights and all-stars and rookies are. So that'll be the best one theoretically. My favorite card is going to be in today's section, so I saved it for second. So we'll be doing 1 through 220 today. We'll be getting a lot more than the 4 stars we got out of the first video. So let's get started. Let's not hold up. Let's get the video going. Let's push these just out of view. That's from previous videos sitting up there. All right, so I'm not going in order. I broke them into 4 stacks of about this much. So this is 51 through 110. Why? Because I know card number 1, and card number 1 is my favorite card. So that I'm trying to save that till a little later. We got Doug Drabek, Bill Duran, Mike Scioscia, Candy Maldonado, Dave Winfield. Dave Winfield is someone IPC, so I will be sliding this into a little sleeve and adding it to my Dave Winfield PC. As we continue, we got Lou Whitaker, Tom Hinkie, Ken Gerhardt, Glenn Braggs, Julio Franco, Charlie Leibrandt, Gary Gaetti. This is not someone IPC, but it is someone that Shane the Bartender PCs. So every twin Gary Gaetti or higher, that means Ken Herbeck, anyone like that, that I don't keep. Bob Boone, Louis Pilonia, Dwight Evans, Phil Bradley, Mike Boddicker, Vince Coleman, Hojo, Howard Johnson, Tim Wallach, Keith Moreland, Barry Larkin. He is so close, and 99% of the time I add him. And Alan Ashby, Rick Roden. I think in the long run he's going to end up getting back in, and then I'll kick myself for not keeping that card. But then it's just a chase to get it again. Daryl Evans, Dave Steeb, Dan Plezek, Will Clark, who is him and Gary Clark are the 2 guys that I consider first men out. They definitely should be in there too. Frank White, Joe Carter, Mike Witt, Derry Steinbach, Alvin Davis, Tom Herr, Vance Law, Cal Daniels, Rick Honeycutt, Alfredo Griffin, Brett Saberhagen, Bert Blyleven. He is a twin with a name. We'll send it over to Shane. And behind him is another twin with a name, and that is Jeff Reardon. So he's making a killing on this video already. All right, then we got Corey Snyder, Greg Walker, Joe McGrain, Rob Deere, Ray Knight, Casey Kendally, John Cerruti, Buddy Bell, Jack Clark, Eric Bell, Willie Wilson, Dave Schmidt, Dennis Eckersley. I definitely PC that. I don't like that corner, but it'll get added, and hopefully we can upgrade at some point to a better version. Don Sutton, Danny Tartable, Fred McGriff, Les Straker, Lloyd Mosby, and Roger Clemens. Now, when I split it, I saw that Roger Clemens was on the bottom. The whole thing is, Roger Clemens is the last of the purple, and they did that era. The colors are like bookended by stars and stuff like that. That's just one of the things. But we already got 3. I think we walked the last time with 4, so already got 3. We're going to moving on to blue because we're going to do the other half of the purple last. I think this is the last of the thing. Yeah. Nope, this isn't. Never mind. This is starting with 111. So this is perfect. Glenn Hubbard, Ken Williams, Ruben Sierra, Stan Jefferson, Milt Thompson, Bobby Bonilla, Wayne Tollison, Matt Williams. IPC Matt Williams. This is one of those guys that it's like I pass up on superstars, and then Matt Williams is my second favorite. I guess Longo is probably my second now, but last time I talked about this, Longo was active, and I keep active and retired people separate, so I guess I gotta rethink. Matt Williams slides down to the third spot. Chet Lemon, Dale Swain, Dennis Boyd, Brett Butler, Terry Kennedy, Jack Howell, Kurt Young, Dave Valley, Kurt Wilkinson, Tim Tuffle, Ozzie Virgil, Brian Fisher, Lance Parrish, Tom Browning, Larry Anderson, Rob Brentley, Mike Marshall, Gerald Perry, Bobby Meacham, Larry Herndon, Fred Merrick, Charlie Huff, Ron Darling, Herm Winningham, Mike Diaz, Mike Jackson. There he is. No, it was Mark Jackson, wasn't it? No, it's Mike Jackson. There you go. He's back. Denny Walling, Robbie Thompson, Franklin Stubbs, Albert Hall, Bobby Witt, Lance McCullers. For those of you who don't know what's going on, I'm having a talk with chat, and it's bleeding between videos. If you watched the previous sorting video, you might understand more. Scott Bradley, Mark McLemore, Tim Laudner, Greg Swindell, Marty Barrett, Mike Heath, Gary Ward, Lee Mazzilli, Tom Foley, Robin Yount. I absolutely PC Robin Yount. Love me some Robin Yount. Steve Betterosen, Bob Walk, Nick Eske, and Ken Caminiti. All right, that's half done. Let's see what's in the second half. We're going to go with Jose Uribe, Dave Anderson, Ed Winston, Ernie Witt, Cecil Cooper, Mike Pagliarulo, Pat Sheridan, Chris Mando, Lee Lacey, Steve Lombardozzi, Mike Greenwell, Greg Minton, Moose Haas, Mike Kingery, Craig Harris, Bo Jackson. Now this one is different. Yes, I PC Bo, so this one's getting sleeved. But it's also needs to be evaluated. I think that's a 9 at best. Because that is PC, I mean, that is, Bo Jackson is gradable. Any card is gradable. Like, for me, Nolan Ryan or Ken Griffey Jr. or Mark McGuire. Carmelo Martinez, Alex Trevino, Ron Oyster, Danny Darwin, Mike Kruckrow, Rafael Palmeiro, Tim Burke, Roger McDowell, Gary Templeton, Terry Pendleton, Larry Parrish, Ray Quinones, Joaquin, sure, Anduar, Tom Brunansky, Donnie Moore, Dan Pasqua, Jim Ganter, Mike Icon, John Grubb, Billy Ripken, Sam Horn, Todd Worrell, Terry Leach, Garth Igor, Brian Dayette, Bo Diaz, Craig Reynolds, Brian Holton, Marvell Wayne, Dave Concepcion, Mike Davis, Devin White, Mickey Brantley, Greg Gagne. Maybe it should be Greg Gagne or higher. I think Gary Gaetti would be considered higher than Greg Gagne, but I always give him Greg Gagne too. Oda B. McDowell, Jimmy Key, Dave Bergman, Calvin Schiraldi, Larry Sheets, and Mike Easler. All right, guys, here we go. Hoping for a good... Nope, it's not. It's banged up to hell. The first card, that's what happens when you're the first card in the box, is Donald Arthur Mattingly, my major PC guy. We're just going to slide him in here upside down, which tells me, get a new card, dude. That is terrible. And then card number 2, Wade Boggs, another guy I collect. Card number 3, Tim Raines. Also considered a star, but out for me. Andre Dawson, another guy I collect. This is why we did this last. Then, after that, Mark McGwire. I didn't realize it was this many in a row, but I did know that it was front-loaded with stars. Kevin Seitzer. Wally Joyner. Jesse Barfield. Pedro Guerrero. Eric Davis. George Brett. Ozzie Smith. Ricky Henderson. Jim Rice. Matt Noakes. Mike Schmidt. Just tearing through my sleeves all of a sudden. I didn't get extra sleeves because I didn't think I'd need them. Eddie Murray. Eddie Murray is one of those that I have in mine. And then there are a couple that are just out. People like Will Clark and Gary Carter and Eric Davis and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I'm not sure I like Eddie Murray more than them. What happened? How did I get that? I like Eddie Murray. I do. PJ Surhoff, Pat Tabler, Kirby Puckett. Now that is a twin he does not get. It's a top 5 player for me. Followed by a top 10 player for me. Ryan Sandberg. Benito Santiago. Kelly Downs. Jose Cruz. Pete O'Brien. Mark Langston. Lee Smith. Juan Samuel. Kevin Bass. RJ Reynolds. Steve Sachs. John Kruk. Alan Trammell. Chris Boisio. Brooke Jacoby. Willie McGee, Dave Magadan, Fred Lynn, Kent Herbeck. That is not a me, that is a Shane. Brian Downing, Jose Canseco, Jim Presley, Mike Stanley, David Cohn, Tony Pena, and Rick Sutcliffe. All right, there you go, guys. That is 210 cards from the card set. We got 5 cards out of that for Shane. I'm not even going to worry about showing you those, but those exist. And then for me, we got a Canseco, Sandberg, Puckett, Murray, Schmidt, Henderson, Smith, Brett, McGuire, Dawson, Boggs. We got a torn to hell Don Mattingly, Bo Jackson, Robin Yount, Matt Williams, Roger Clemens, Dennis Eckersley, and Dave Winfield. All right, that worked well. We were waiting for that kind of a return on our investment being the time we spend sorting. And we got it. We sorted the first half. We still have first quarter, third. We still got another third to go in a couple videos. We got another video coming after this, and then we will see you guys there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.